Hi, you can heal family. Good, oh my goodness, good morning, afternoon, or evening. So, I don't know what time you're listening, but I'm glad that you are. We're reading Joshua, you guys. We're in the Old Testament book of Joshua. We're going to be reading chapter 2 today, and I think it's going to be a good one. The first section is the faith of Rahab. Faith of Rahab. So, if anybody out there thinks, oh, they've done way too many inappropriate things with your body, listen, it's not too late. God wants to use you. It says in chapter 2, then Joshua secretly sent out 2 spies from the Israelite camp at Acacia. He instructed them, spy out the land on the other side of the Jordan River, especially around Jericho. So the 2 men set out and came to the house of a prostitute named Rahab and stayed there that night. But someone told the king of Jericho, some Israelites have come here tonight to spy out the land. So the king of Jericho sent orders to Rahab, bring out the men who have come into your house. They are spies sent here to discover the best way to attack us. Rahab, who had hidden the 2 men, replied, the men were here earlier, but I didn't know where they were from. They left the city at dusk as the city gates were about to close, and I don't know where they went. If you hurry, you can probably catch up with them. But she had taken them up to the roof and hidden them beneath piles of flax. So the king's men went looking for the spies along the road leading to the shallow crossing places of the Jordan River. And as soon as the king's men had left, the city gate was shut. Before the spies went to sleep that night, Rahab went up on the roof to talk with them. I know the Lord has given you this land, she told them. We are all afraid of you. Everyone is living in terror, for we have heard how the Lord made a dry path for you through the Red Sea when you left Egypt. And we know what you did to Sihon and Og, the 2 Amorite kings east of the Jordan River, whose people you completely destroyed. No wonder our hearts have melted in fear. No one has the courage to fight against hearing such things, for the Lord your God is the supreme God of the heavens above and the earth below. Now swear to me by the Lord that you will be kind to me and my family since I have helped you. Give me some guarantee that when Jericho is conquered, you will let me live, along with my father and mother, my brothers and sisters, and all their families. We offer our own lives as a guarantee for your safety, the men agreed. If you don't betray us, we will keep our promise when the Lord gives us the land. Verse 15. Then, since Rahab's house was built into the city wall, she let them down by a rope through the window. Escape to the hill country, she told them. Hide there for 3 days until the men who are searching for you have returned. Then go on your way. Before they left, the men told her, we can guarantee your safety only if you leave this scarlet rope hanging from the window. And all your family members, your father, mother, brothers, and all your relatives must be here inside the house. If they go out into the street, they will be killed, and we cannot be held to our oath. But we swear that no one inside this house will be killed. You know, that kind of reminds me of the red blood across the doorpost when the Israelites were leaving Egypt, and, the firstborn in those houses wouldn't die. And this is like the same thing, the color red, the red scarlet hanging out the window of the house that's built into the wall. That's so good, right? Yeah, the scarlet rope. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now, verse 21. Oh, no, I think 19. Let me go back to 19. If they go out into the street, they will be killed, and we cannot be held to our oath. But we swear that no one inside the house will be killed, not a hand will be laid on any of them. If you betray us, however, we are not bound by oath in any way. I accept your terms, she replied, and she sent them on their way, leaving the scarlet rope hanging from the window. The faith of the spies. The spies went up into the hill country and stayed there 3 days. The men who were chasing them had searched everywhere along the road, but they finally returned to the city without success. Then the 2 spies came down from the hill country, crossed the Jordan River, and reported to Joshua all that had happened to them. The Lord will certainly give us the land, they said, for all the people in the land are terrified of us. So I think we're going to keep going. Let's look at chapter 3. All right? Chapter 3 says, the miraculous crossing of the Jordan. Early the next morning, Joshua and all the Israelites left Acacia and arrived at the banks of the Jordan River where they camped before crossing. 3 days later, the Israelite leaders went through the camp, giving these instructions to the people. When you see the Levitical priests carrying the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord your God, follow them. Since you have never traveled this way before, they will guide you. Stay about a half mile behind them, keeping a clear distance between you and the ark, and make sure you don't come any closer. Then Joshua told the people, purify yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do great wonders among you. In the morning, Joshua said to the priests, lift up the Ark of the Covenant and lead the people across the river. And so they started out. The Lord told Joshua, today I will begin to make you great in the eyes of all the Israelites. Now they will know that I am with you, just as I was with Moses. Give these instructions to the priests who are carrying the Ark of the Covenant. When you reach the banks of the Jordan River, take a few steps into the river and stop. The Lord's instructions are so specific. And I bet if we, he would be just like that with us today. If we ask him, how do I deal with this or handle this or handle that, he'll give us direction. So, verse 9 says, Joshua told the Israelites, come and listen to what the Lord your God says. Today you will know that the living God is among you. He will surely drive out the Canaanites, Hittites, Hivites, Perizzites, Girgashites, Amorites, and Jebusites. Think of it. The Ark of the Covenant, which belongs to the Lord of the whole earth, will lead you across the Jordan River. Now choose 12 men, one from each tribe. The priests will be carrying the Ark of the Lord of all the earth. When their feet touch the water, the flow of water will be cut off upstream, and the river will pile up there in one heap. Hi. You made it back? Thumbs up. You got it for her?
The hair was buy one, get one free.
Oh, good.
And we spent $30 on 6 packs of hair. Because if we get free, you might as well get another one because it's free.
Yeah. Oh. Well, no, because you had to buy the
No, because I had to get 5. So I might as well get another for free anyway.
Oh, yeah. Grab it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. I love you too. Okay, that was blessing. She went to get some hair for her sister. We're going to get to see the grandbaby, my grandson, tomorrow. You can know family. I'm really excited. So, blessing took that trip into the city for her sister. So, God bless her. That was nice. All right. So, and they just got back. So now where are we? Okay, yeah, the priest would carry the ark. Will be carrying the ark of the Lord, who is the Lord of all the earth. And when their feet touch the water, the flow of water will be cut off upstream, and the river will pile up there in one heap. When the people set out to cross the Jordan, the priests who were carrying the Ark of the Covenant went ahead of them. Now it was the harvest season, and the Jordan was overflowing its banks. But as soon as the feet of the priests who were carrying the ark touched the water at the river's edge, the water began piling up at a town upstream called Adam, which is near Zarethan. And the water below that point flowed onto the Dead Sea until the riverbed was dry. Then all the people crossed over near the city of Jericho. Meanwhile, the priests who were carrying the Ark of the Lord's Covenant stood on dry ground in the middle of the riverbed as the people passed by. They waited there until everyone had crossed the Jordan on dry ground. Well, that's interesting. It's just like the Red Sea parted, well, the dry ground anyways. Pretty interesting. Let me just look down here. It says here, they crossed the Jordan at the time of year when it was at its fullest. The Canaanite cities were less prepared for attack than in drier seasons when fording was possible. I don't know what fording means. What is that word? If anybody knows, put it in the comments, because I don't. It says here from verse 3, the Ark of the Covenant led the procession as it did during the wilderness journey. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. Like, everything's like is a foreshadowing? Is that the right word? A half mile was probably the distance from the outer bank to the center of the river. So they had to cross a half a mile. Interesting. Okay, so You Can Heal Family, that's Joshua chapters 2 and 3. I think I enjoyed chapter 2 a little bit more. I just love how God used Rahab, the harlot, the prostitute. I think that's so cool how she is in the lineage of Jesus. Okay? So, hey, you can use Rahab. You can definitely use me and you too. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for each of you for hanging out with me again today. Hey, have some of you got like 4, 5, 6 days in a row that you've listened every day? Put it in the chat if you're on a roll. Now, don't get yourselves all worked up if you miss a day. You know how that old Bible app would get everybody in a tizzy. I know it happened to me a couple times. If you miss a day, then it takes you back to one, like you've got all these days in a row. Well, I can't track your progress like the Bible app, so there you have it. Listen when the Spirit moves ya. Always remember, true healing begins with self-love. Why? Because God is love and He lives on the inside of you. I'm still cracking up at myself. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go. I'll see some of you in the morning on our coaching call. I'm looking forward to it, all you early birds. Talk to you soon. Bye.